Hi, it's Ursula from EasyScraps.com, and today I wanted to show you something that I've been doing lately. This is kind of an art journal technique, but I've actually been doing it for cards as well. I just like the texture that this technique gives, and I like the end results. So very quickly, I found a piece of music paper, and I'm going to take some stamped tissue paper. So this is just regular white tissue paper that I've stamped one of the big rosette, the rubber stamps from Easy Scraps onto it, just in regular archival ink. And then I'm going to use gesso. You can either use gesso, I'm going to use clear so that you can see through it, obviously, because I don't want to lose my stamped image, or you can use one of the mediums. So you can use like a gel medium. I like the Golden products, but I kind of use whatever I can find, mostly cheaply. And so the difference is the gel mediums will give you more of a shiny, slicker surface, and the gesso is going to have a little bit more tooth to it. I have to say I'm really partial to the gesso, especially if I'm going to use an image where I may come back in and color it in. For instance, I don't know if I can find it very quickly, but the three old-fashioned ladies, I would definitely use the gesso because I would come back in and color in the dresses and the umbrellas. But for this one, we could use either. So I am going to stop for a minute, get these cut out, so you don't have to watch me cut, and I will be back. And I'm back. So I've gone ahead and just kind of rubbed some Distress ink just to give the background a little bit of color. You can do it either before or after. I'll probably do some more afterwards. And today I'm actually going to use a brush to put the gesso on. A lot of times I just use a credit card or a palette knife because I always forget to clean my brushes, but today I'm going to remember. And you could actually, the tissue paper is translucent enough that you could do either direction. It's a little bit darker if you use the right side up. And now here's the tricky part. You have to be very careful with the tissue paper. I generally will try and just do one coat over the tissue paper, because if you keep working it, it can rip. And then that's it. You just let it dry, and then you can, when it's dry, you can cut and color it afterwards. I'm going to set it aside to dry right now. I don't know if you can tell, but you can actually see some of the writing underneath, and when it dries you'll see a little bit more of it. But if I come in closer, I think you may be able to see some of the music notes and lines in the clear part. So I just wanted to show you a couple of examples. This one I didn't use tissue paper, I just did gesso right on the paper, and you just get a little bit better wash when you try it in watercolor over the gesso. So that's why I've started to use them even on cards. And then a lot of times I'll just do things. This is actually a printed piece of paper onto tissue, and then I don't know if you can see the writing of this cool ledger paper through the image that's on the tissue. And then here's another one. This one, I don't know if you can tell, it's a little bit shinier. This is the same technique. There you go. You can kind of see the glare there. Same technique, but this time instead of using the gesso, I used the gel medium. And so it's a little bit slicker. And then I went over it with some watercolors just to give a light, little bit of color to it. And then of course I would mount this on a card base. And so I actually try and do a lot of these at a time. So I'll just stamp a whole pile of tissue paper and then gesso them or gel them onto different backgrounds, and then let them dry, and then I can come back and color them with different colors and attach things and everything. So I will show you the final results on the blog. That's easyscraps.com/blog. Thanks for joining me. See you next time.